Hey, good morning. Almost time for that song, isn't it? Another month or so, and we'll have that Thanksgiving Alice's Restaurant binge. Hey, anyway, it's Brian up here in Kingfield, Maine. Got one to show this morning. One of my staples that I love to do. I just scoop these up and convert as many of these as I can find. This is a 60s Harmony Sovereign H1203. It is Harmony's 000 size guitar with a solid spruce top, solid mahogany back and sides, and this one has been converted Resto-Mod fashion, like you can read in my listing here. Why would I do this to an old guitar? You know, I hate it. People pick up these, you watch the Barrett Jackson car auctions, and you got this beautiful 68 Camaro, and now it's got like carbon fiber dashboards and huge 21-inch rims and crazy wheel flares, and it just seems sacrilegious. And so to all of you out there that are offended by my X-brace conversions, I understand. This was a ladder braced guitar. They have a wonderful sound to them. The ladder bracing is a little less sustained, a little more pronounced, a little more focused in the mid-tones. Great for recording from what I understand. I've got a beautiful 1938 Recording King that's ladder braced that I love. It just, makes me want to sit down and play Robert Johnson, or attempt to play Robert Johnson. But I really feel, and this is just my own personal opinion, so take it with a grain of salt, that an OM 000 size guitar just sustains better, remains more stable, the top stays in better shape, no bridge lift with X-bracing and with a pin bridge. These came as a ladder bridged assembly with a big long popsicle stick bridge plate underneath. They had a string through bridge that have a tendency to lift up because the strings come through the back and a lot of the time puts a lot of pressure back there and they start to peel. They always need a neck reset by now because this is, close to a 60-year-old guitar. But when you X-brace them, the sustain just stays there. So what I do is I get a hold of these, the neck comes off because they always need a neck reset. And then I pull the back binding and I salvage it so I can reuse the original binding. Sometimes there's been some shrinkage underneath the heel cap, and that had happened here. There was a pronounced gap, looked kind of like a kid missing a tooth. So I've got a tiny little piece that's been put in there to replace where the gap was. The back comes off. These have 5 braces in the back. I take all those off and I whittle it down to 4 because Gibson and Martin use 4. That seems to be plenty. It's a tiny bit of weight reduction, but there it is. Then while the back is off, all the bracing comes out of the inside. I sand all the way down the inside until I get a uniform thickness all the way around because these tops were generally fairly thick. That was part of their, rugged durability. But a little too thick really for the best sound transfer. So I whittle them down to about 0.105 to 0.110 inches. They're usually about an eighth to 0.130. And I reach all around with my calipers through the sound hole to find so that they're uniform all the way around. Then I put in an X-brace with 1/4 inch Canadian spruce. Bridge plate underneath is Maine maple, very thin, about 1/10 of an inch thick, and not much bigger than the footprint of the bridge. And it's got 2 tone bars, it's got finger braces on the sides, it's got the standard transverse bar up top here. No popsicle stick on these. They never had that up above the brace, so I don't put one in. And then I carve a bridge, and this is East Indian rosewood. It's got a really nice grain. It's as close as I could get to what I believe here is Brazilian rosewood on the fretboard. Pre-1969, this is probably Brazilian. And so this is a nice pin bridge on top of a maple bridge plate. Didn't do anything with the frets on this one. This one was in pretty clean shape. I would give these frets, 80% of life. They're smaller than a jumbo. If I had redone it, I would have put Stu Max, medium higher. And these are a little shorter than that, but very comfortable to play that way. It's got a bone saddle. It's got the original Teflon or nylon nut. Original tuners. They're lubed up and they really work nicely. I did put bushings into the heads so the tuners are a little smoother. Truss rod works fine on this one, so I did not replace it. And then I put it all back together. Action is about 0.080, so about 5/64ths on the low E, about 4/64ths or 0.65 to 0.70 on the high E. Plenty of saddle left, as you can see, so any adjustments in the future, there's plenty there. Neck relief is right at about a 0.070 at the 7th fret. And all in all, she's just a great player now. An 1 3/4 nut, 2 1/8" string spacing, so very comfortable fingerstyle. Really digs in nicely with a pick. Anyway, 1960s Harmony H1203 Sovereign, 000OM, solid spruce top, solid mahogany back and sides, X-braced, 1/4" bracing, maple bridge plate, bone saddle, original frets and fretboard, original nut, original tuners, just a quick wipe all the way over with True Oil. And again, in my listing, I talk about a few of the flaws. Couple little, edges right there, right next to the binding where you can kind of see where I took the binding off. I mean, I'm getting better at it, but I'm still just a hobby guy, and, right there. And on the heel area, it's pretty well hidden now, but had a little bit of cracking as I was pulling the back. Same thing up top there, you can see that. And it's all flush and smooth, but it's visible. Again, the little repaired spot right there. And it looked like the original bridge had been taken off because it had some residual glues that did not look like the original stuff. And so there was a little bit of footprint around on the backside. And I didn't really want to make a larger bridge because I hate having a great big gormy bridge covering up patching. So you can see a little bit right there, but it's pretty darn clean. Anyway, it's ready to go. I have a beautiful old blue style Martin case, like the one that has the big Martin logo on the side. Everybody said they were like the steel meat case. So imagine someone's joy and surprise if they stole your guitar and found it actually had a Harmony in it instead of a Martin. But it is an awesome case. It fits very snugly, but it fits right in there. And if you don't want the case, I go $100 less with a gig bag, a brand new padded gig bag. Hey, thanks for watching. See ya.